In today's video, we're checking out the VS Audio Blackbird Deluxe 2-in-1 effects pedal. This is an overdrive circuit and a really musical vibrato or tremolo circuit. It's actually a biased tremolo that's built into this, and it sounds really, really nice. It's 100% analog, it's made in Greece, and you're about to hear this in the context of a jam track. Just know if you see the light red, you're on the higher gain channel. If you see it sort of yellow or white, we're on the lower of the two gain stages. This is really musical. I hope you like this video. If you do, please leave a thumbs up. I'm gonna link down to this in the description below so you can check it out in your part of the world. Here we go. Here's the VS Audio Blackbird Deluxe up close. Now this is a 2-in-1, as I mentioned at the start. Our overdrive circuit is on this side. We get our drive control, volume, and tone control, so it's pretty standard like that. This bypass switch turns the overdrive on or off. If you hold it down, it changes between the low and high gain overdrive settings. The era switch allows you to get two different amp voicings. In the down position, it's giving you a sound that's very reminiscent of a black panel Fender amplifier, and in the up, it sounds very similar to that of a brown panel amp. This switch over here controls the brightness. In the up position, it's like the normal channel where it doesn't add any extra brightness. With it down, it adds additional top end. This side of the pedal is labeled as vibrato, but it's more of a biased tremolo effect, which is still really beautiful. We get our speed control that controls how fast the waveform goes, and the intensity is how prominent it is in the mix. Here's the top panel of the Blackbird Deluxe. As you can see, we get our power connector right in the center here. This will work on either 9 or 18 volt DC. The Blackbird Deluxe also allows you to run this directly through an effects loop using the send and return built directly into the pedal here, or you can just run it straight into the front end going from this output to your amp, and that's how you'll be hearing it throughout this video. A massive thank you to VS Audio for sending this out for the review. I really appreciate it. I'm going to give you my thoughts about it at the end, as well as how it compares up against a few of the others from their particular range. Let's get into it. Let's kick things off by taking a look at the overdrive circuit on the pedal. Now there's two distinct gain stages, low and high. We're going to start with some lower gain tones first. I've got both toggle switches down, so it won't be adding any extra high end to the signal, and we're going for that Fender black panel amplifier sound. This is my clean tone with the pedal off on bridge and middle pickups together. Here we go. Pedal on. Over to neck and middle pickups together. I'm just going to turn the gain up a little bit and go over to neck pickup for some classic blues tones. So get plenty out of this pedal just by adjusting the gain slightly and using different pickup combinations gives you really classic Strat tones. And now with the gain cranked, I'm over to bridge pickup. Let's take a listen to this. Pretty great. Let me know what you think of that in the comments below. Up next, I want to show you the difference between the low gain and high gain overdrive circuit, and I've also just switched up the era switch into the up position. This is my 50s American Original Telecaster on bridge. Over to high. Yeah, plenty of great tones in there. Over to neck pickup, I'm going to start with the volume control down. This pedal cleans up beautifully. A little bit more, about half volume. And all the way back up. Now if you've got a dark sounding neck pickup, you can turn up the treble control a little bit like this. This is the tone. Or you can actually use the treble boost mode, but I'm just going to use the tone circuit to show you the difference. Let's take a look at the bright switch. It's currently in the off position and I'm over to some humbuckers. We've got the gain crank, so you'll definitely hear a difference. This is a PRS SE Custom 24 bridge pickup. Bright switch on. And back off. With humbuckers, I definitely prefer this on. It just brings out the top end. Cool. Let's take a look at the tremolo effect on the pedal. Now the great news is you can run it independently from the gain channel or stack them both at the same time. This is awesome. So this is just the clean tone of the amp on the neck pickup of my PRS SE Custom 24. Beautiful. And now with the gain circuit on. Now over to the higher gain of the two overdrive circuits, and I've just cranked up the intensity on the tremolo and backed up the speed a little bit. Now the interesting thing about this is how these two channels interact. You hear your chord in its entirety if you're playing a chord. As you let it ring out, that's when the tremolo kind of takes hold. Let's take a listen. So it's definitely different, and I really like how it responds. It doesn't kind of clutter up your actual rhythm parts. So on the high gain channel mixed with the tremolo circuit, you can get some really interesting sounds. Thanks for watching, folks. My name's Shane. A massive thank you to VS Audio for sending this out for the review. I really appreciate it. If you want to check it out, I'll link it down below. I'm going to give you my thoughts about the VS Audio Blackbird Deluxe. Let's start with the overdrive circuit. The low gain circuit really transforms whatever clean channel you're using into those classic black or brown panel amplifier tones. So if you're a huge fan of a Fender amp and might not have one, then you'll get a kick out of this. But I think this does far more than just sort of replicate those tones. The higher gain channel totally rocks. You can use that for much higher gain tones than you would find out of those amps cranked. So it's a very flexible and functional overdrive circuit. I also love the fact that the tremolo doesn't get in the way of the drive signal, especially with the higher gain tones. It kind of just complements it as you let your chord ring out. You'll then hear it kick in, and I think it does that really well. And lastly, I've been a huge fan of the Royal Flush Dual Overdrive and the Vibler from VS Audio. I've had both of those on my pedal board for probably 4 or 5 years now. I don't know how long it's been. It's been a long time. This is a different pedal. It's voiced differently in terms of its gain circuit, and the tremolo is very different to the Vibler. If you missed my other review videos, I'll link them up in the cards, but I highly recommend checking this out if you're a fan of cranked Fender amps. But again, this will do so much more when you get onto that higher gain drive channel. Thanks again for watching. Catch you soon. See ya.